an idea I can imagine playing out is some of my other novels are set on Mount Desert Island, Maine. Definitely one of the most gorgeous places in the world. And there are lots of royalty-free images on Unsplash, for example, or for purchase on Deposit Photo or other sites like that. And it would be fun at the point where they're all going to Otter Cliff, or they're all going to Jordan Pond House, or they're all walking down the street in Bar Harbor. It would be fun, I think, although I'm still a little bit on the fence about this, but I think it would be fun to give them the option of clicking over to it. But I think authors have to weigh it carefully, because if they're reading about walking down the street in Bar Harbor and then they click over to see the picture, you never know if they're going to say, oh, Bar Harbor, I'd like to go there. I'm going to go over to Travelocity and look at, you might have lost them. So I just think balancing that, rounding out the experience against interrupting the flow of what you're trying to tell them in the book.
So placement would be really important. Very few people read a novel start to finish, or I'm guessing very few people read a novel start to finish in one sitting. So at the end of chapters, where it's appropriate, where it adds some context, it adds some texture to it, could be very effective. But you're right. You have to be careful on what you do, how long it takes them out of the story. And does it really take them completely out of the story, or is it complementary to it, where they're still kind of involved in the story as they're going through the extra material? You can do extra chapters, which is an amazing thing to be able to do, or extra content. And that content doesn't have to come from the book. It could be someplace else.
I think at a minimum, it's easy to say you can almost always put something at the end of the book that hopefully will connect the reader more closely to you and is definitely not going to take them out of the story. And then it's sort of like the graduate level to consider if you can insert those kinds of things in the middle of the story.